On this edition of Shelby This Week, a quiet neighborhood in Shelby Township was the unsuspecting site of an animal seize. And Governor Snyder made his way to Macomb County. We have all the details on his speech and what he had to say about the community. Shelby Township got the chance to test out their new election equipment. See how this will make voting so much easier. We have all these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. A shocking event in Shelby Township brought together the Macomb County Animal Control and the Shelby Township Police Department. Here's Stacy Santatera with more.
We get an anonymous call from somebody stating that they hear all these dogs barking inside this home.
And with that, the Macomb County Animal Control, along with the Shelby Township Police Department, went into action. And this partnership led to the removal of 23 dogs. The seizure took place in a quiet Shelby Township neighborhood, and what was found inside the home on Woodbridge Drive leaves no doubt that you never know what happens behind closed doors.
You know, from the outside of the home, it's a very beautiful home. And when you knock on the door, you would never have thought that was what was going to happen on the inside.
And what they saw on the inside of the home was unexpected.
I definitely would say I was shocked.
Inside the home, animal control officers found 23 dogs living in small crates in the front living room. The dogs ranged in age, and approximately 80% of the dogs were golden doodles, with the other 20% miniature poodles.
When we walked into the home, what we had seen was that all the dogs had been in crates. And some dogs were doubled up, but for the most part, the bigger dogs were all in single crates. You know, very small crates, and I think that they spend the majority of their day in that crate.
In addition, the dogs were found to be underweight and severely matted. Chief Randazzo believes this is all a symptom of a breeding situation.
But these backyard breeders, you know, which I would consider this a backyard breeding operation, right, is that one of the things that just disturbed me is that they're making all this money. I mean, these Labradoodles, I mean, they're easily going for $1,000. You're making all this money. Then the second part that bothers me is you did not even groom the mom. You know what I mean? Like, at least take care of the mom that you keep breeding.
All 23 dogs are currently being housed and cared for at the Macomb County Animal Control. And the reason for this just amplifies an already sad situation.
When we are executing the search warrant, we give the owners options. Here's one of your options. You can sign these dogs over to us and we could place them immediately in a rescue. Golden Doodles, I could place in 10 seconds, right? So we could have went that route and they chose not to. So now these dogs are going to sit here for God knows how long till we get the case going through the circuit court. Is it frustrating? All day long. The unfortunate part is I don't have much control of it, right? So we could try a show cause hearing, all these things, but it's like, you know, and that's what we're trying now. A special hearing, just a motion just to get ownership of the dogs. But could it all been handled faster? Sure, absolutely. They would have had to sign off on it. Did that happen? No. So here we are.
And because the owners were unwilling to sign off on these dogs, the high volume intake has had an impact on the shelter.
So they're clogging the system, and it's not their fault, but we're not going to put them in crates, right? They have to be in large runs. So they're taking 22 of those large runs. So we had to stop taking dogs in from certain cities that we contract with. And it's just the nature of the beast.
The Shelby Township Police Department are still actively investigating this case and seeking neglect charges against the resident. If you would like to provide in-kennel enrichment for the dogs as they now sit at the shelter, simply hit the donate button on the Macomb County Animal Control's Facebook page, where you will find their Amazon wish list. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Santatera.
Tune in next week as we look at how the township is making changes to their animal ordinance. Macomb County judges gathered together to appoint a new Macomb County clerk. Kathy Smith was named County Clerk and Register of Deeds. She is a longtime employee of the county. St. Clair County Judge ruled in March that elected clerk Karen Springer would be removed from her position after she lied about her home address when she filed a run for county clerk in the 2016 elections. After Springer's removal, Kathy Brower filled in as temporary clerk until the judges could meet and make their decision. Smith will serve as clerk until November, and 17 people are vying for the position. It will ultimately be up to the people of Macomb County to decide on the next clerk at the elections later this year. The person-elect will finish out Springer's term until 2020. Governor Rick Snyder made his last appearance at the Chamber's annual Governor's Luncheon, and he had very positive things to say about Macomb County.
It's great to be back again. This is a special place. I look forward to this event each and every year. This is my last year.
The Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce hosted their annual Governor's Luncheon. The afternoon event brought out businessmen and women as well as local politicians from all over the county.
I think we're very fortunate here in Macomb County. We got a good story to tell, and I think the governor likes coming here because he enjoys that positive relationship, and really not much negativity going on in Macomb County. We again, whether it's economic development, quality of life, there's a lot of things happening. Some of his comments on the things he's talking about moving forward hit home with me, whether it's talking about talent attraction, how do we grow opportunities for kids and employers to meet those two, to fill these jobs that are out there. Talking about infrastructure. Although I disagree about the funding, that we have more of a need for funding than what's out there available. Boy, I tell you, anybody that has access to the internet, go to macombgov.org and click on the actual tab that talks about your roads. It's by community basis. We've already done the asset management here in Macomb County to let people know exactly what those challenges with our roads. We're going to be working with Candace Miller to figure out how do we do that overlay. So that asset management that he's talking about making a requirement statewide, we're doing that right here in Macomb County.
I think any time the governor shows up, we need to be here. And of course, representing Shelby Township is an honor. But a lot of the Macomb folks are here, Macomb County folks as well. And it was also nice being here just to hear the message of our governor. I was really happy to hear him talk about how important it is for fiscal responsibility. It is, as I've always said, the cornerstone of every community. And of course, right now in the news, we're hearing about some cities increasing their taxes by 9 mills, and that's just, those are things that can happen if it's not managed properly.
Along with fiscal responsibility, the governor focused on the future and how our state has the possibility to only go up from here.
I want to lead, and I want to make sure there's a great foundation to lead for the future. And that's what I was going to cover with you today. Because it's not just me. We need to stand as Michiganders on these principles, on these points, and get the job done. Because it's not just about us. It's about, for children not even born yet, for generations to come. That's the opportunity we have in front of us.
The special election on May 8th gave Shelby Township's clerk's office an opportunity to test out their new polling equipment.
We got brand new machines, we got brand new tabulators, voting machines, and so on. Very happy with the equipment. Equipment is performing quite well.
The new machines will provide voters with information on if they correctly placed their ballot and if there were any mistakes. According to the clerk's office, these machines are the best technology when it comes to accurately tabulating votes. You'll be able to test out the new machines this August when you go to the polls to vote. Still ahead, see how you can get involved this weekend to raise money to fight the end of cancer. The Shelby Township Gardeners Club has some tips for you while you're out in your yard. Stay with us because there's still more ahead on Shelby This Week.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Relay for Life is this weekend. The annual event will be Saturday, May 19th at Riverbends Park. The theme of this year's event is Wipe Cancer Off the Globe. Teams from Shelby Township, Sterling Heights, and Utica will be on hand to raise money for the American Cancer Society. This is an overnight event and people will walk around the track from 10 a.m. Saturday to 8 a.m. Sunday morning, with the goal to raise $165,000. Everyone is welcome to the walk. There will be activities throughout the day and night to keep everyone awake and motivated. If you are interested in having a team or supporting the cause, you can visit relayforlife.org/ShelbyTownshipMI. A home repair program is available for Shelby Township residents in need of help when it comes to replacing items around their home. Macomb Habitat for Humanity has a program called A Brush with Kindness Exterior Home Repair. Through a series of grants from American House, BAE Systems, the Shelby Township Community Foundation, and Thrivent Financial, this program is able to help homeowners in need. Habitat will provide volunteers to assist on projects including handicap ramp installation, painting, porch deck repairs, and door window replacement. If you think you could qualify for this program, you can find the application online at macombhabitat.org/home repairs. The weather just keeps getting warmer and the opportunities to be outside are very ample. The Shelby Township Gardeners Club is teaching you how to find shade in your backyard with their latest guest speaker. Here's April Morton with more.
The topic at Thursday's meeting for the Shelby Township Gardeners Club was dry shade. Guest speaker Arlene Walsh explains exactly what it means.
Well, dry shade is a very difficult area to plant anything in that will survive and thrive because it's because of the congested roots from especially conifer trees. They're very, very fine roots and they're near the surface, so that anything you plant in there is immediately robbed of all of its nutrients by the roots from the trees. Or trees like beech trees, which have very, very large roots that are surface roots, and so you can't dig holes and cut in between them or you'll probably kill the tree.
Arlene says she does about a half dozen speaking engagements a year about gardening, and when she's home, she spends about 6 hours in her own garden. Her passion for gardening started almost 30 years ago.
That time we built a new house on a completely bare lot. We are situated on a river so that we can irrigate from the river. My lot's about 75 by 300, and I wanted one of everything.
Ivy Shorts with the Shelby Gardeners Club was also on hand to talk about the upcoming biannual gardening walk.
For July 14th, it is Saturday, July 14th. We do this every 2 years. It is from 10 to 4, and we're putting all of these wonderful save-the-date items in a variety of locations, businesses, libraries, nurseries. We do this every 2 years. Advance tickets are $12, and they will be available at the Shelby Library, Parks and Rec, and also from area gardeners, members of the Garden Club, and then also the Shelby Senior Center. So we're very excited about this. This is a very big event for us, 6 participating gardens, including the Heritage Gardens.
Ivy also says volunteers will soon begin planting at Heritage Park, so anyone visiting, please be careful not to step on flowers when taking photos. For Shelby This Week, I'm April Morton.
Coming up next, Whispering Woods Community Park needs your help in raising money for an inclusive play equipment. Learn how you can help the cause without spending any of your money. And one Boy Scout troop enjoyed nature all while celebrating 50 years.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Two Utica High School juniors earned a spot in the top 10 in the DECA International Career Development Conference. Kendall Avis and Jacob Joseph competed in April against 220 other school stores from across the country. Both students worked on a 25-page manual about Utica High School's school store, The Chief Connection. While attending the conference, both Avis and Joseph were able to receive professional development and networked with hundreds of other students from across the country. For 7 years, the store has earned a National Gold certification. Whispering Woods Community Park is in need of your help, and it all can be done online. The park here in Shelby Township is looking to add play equipment suitable for children with special needs. The contest is called Legacy at Play, and the voting will last until May 31st. The winning park will receive a $25,000 grant, which will be put towards purchasing a piece of play equipment.
We have over 19,000 children in Macomb County that have special abilities. And in the Utica Community Schools alone, there's 4,000 children. Within a 20-mile radius of Shelby Township, there is no all-inclusive multi-generational playground. That means that it has ramps that are double wide. It means there's no wood chips. It also means that it's a rubber surface, and it has some equipment that the seniors can also work out.
You can vote once a day, and all you have to do is follow the link we have on your screen. If you want to donate to the cause, the Shelby Community Foundation has a button on their website. For that, you can go to shelbycommunityfoundation.org. The small village of Disco was on the land which we now call Shelby Township. While the name is no longer present, the memories of the area are still around. And one group who remembers the area fondly was the Boy Scout troop of Disco, Michigan.
We have a camp out once per month. This just so happens to be the May camp out, and we've called it the 50th anniversary camp out because Troop 156 is celebrating their 50th anniversary. With Troop 156, we've got 65 registered youth. We've got a lot of adult participation and support for the youth, but it is a boy-led troop. I would say the boys are responsible for the organization, the coordination, and ultimately the execution of the campouts and the troop by itself. The adults are just here to help facilitate.
Nothing could get in the way of the Scouts having fun. Even the rainy weather did not damper their spirits.
Oh, this is pretty normal for us. I don't know that there's a camp out that we don't have to deal with some type of a weather change. Like we like to call it, liquid sunshine. So we just continue to do our thing. Doesn't really interfere with our activities. We deal, as long as we come prepared with the right clothes and the right attitude, we make a good day of it. We've got websites with Troop 156 that you can go to, but you're welcome to stop by Morgan Elementary on Mondays. That's our troop meeting every week. And just come in if you've expressed some interest in joining the Boy Scouts. We'll be happy to tell you all about it.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Shelby This Week. With the school year ending, we will close our program with the sights and sounds of the Eisenhower High School Band at their last concert performance of the year. And remember, if you want to catch up on any of our programming, you can always search Shelby TV online or on Facebook. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Here are 7 of John Williams' greatest contributions to movies, TV, and important national events.
Cross.